What's up, guys? How's it going?
How you doing?
Well, Hollow Down World, it's your boy Pat. Welcome back to the next episode of the Hollow Down Cigar Lounge. We got a couple good friends with us on the show. In the center, you know this man. This is Chad. He's our co-host, always hanging around.
What's
But
going on?
what we got with us this time is we got Mr. Trevor over here. This is from the Boxpressd app. If you're on the group, you see me use it a lot. And then down here is Stan Rodda from the King Cigar. We'll mention why he is also joining us as well here shortly. But it is still a cigar show no matter what we do. So we're going to light up some cigars. We're all smoking different things because it's not a review show today. This is a shop talk with friends day. So Trev, for the guys, you and Stan, where are you guys actually located? People that don't know anything about you, where are y'all at right now?
Yeah, so I'm in South Carolina, pretty much right in the middle
Okay.
of the state near Columbia.
I'm over in Kansas City.
We're hitting
Kansas
a
City,
good spread.
Missouri, you said, right? Not Kansas City,
Yeah.
Kansas.
Okay.
Yeah, Missouri side of the border.
Missouri side.
That's got to be one of the only cities that borders two states like that. There's not too many that do that.
Yeah, St. Louis is the other one. Gateway
Yeah.
to the West or whatever. There's a little bit of it on the Illinois side, but yeah, I don't know of very many.
The only other one I can think of is Texarkana. Texas and Arkansas, the courthouse is literally split in half, but there's not many. Those are the only three I know about. Well, we're kind of hitting a pretty good region. You know, you got Louisiana, Michigan, Missouri, and South Carolina. So we're hitting a couple different zones, a couple different weather patterns. And
Or you could say Midwest versus the South.
you could.
Yeah.
That's
You
what I'm
definitely
going to say.
Midwest
Boys are going
versus-
down.
Well, y'all saw in the timer, one of our OGs, Justin, said, "Let's go Hollow Down family." So that shows we do have the comments that are rolling by. If you're watching this on YouTube or you caught it on through Facebook, either way, your comments should show up. So feel free to hang out and watch us there. But first, before we get into the conversation of the show and kind of go, what is everybody smoking? Chad, I'll let you start because you always seem to do a good job. What are you hitting up with us?
I am smoking a Lampert Limitada 23.
Ooh,
And it's a very
That's a
good
good one.
cigar.
That's a good
Oh,
one.
man, they're so good. I can't stop smoking them. I got 2 boxes about 3 weeks ago, and I have there's 10 in a box, and I have about 12 left. So I've given a few to friends, but I've probably smoked 7 of them, 6 or 7 of them. I just can't stop smoking them.
I've heard good things. Haven't quite smoked one yet, but I'll have to. What's up, Hayden? Glad you're making the live with us. Well,
What's up, Hayden?
Trevor, what you hitting up with us today, brother?
I got Dark Time from West Tampa. Real good.
Oh, that's that new one, huh?
Man. Oh, yeah. It's real good. If you haven't
That
tried
comes
it.
with a cutter in it that looks like a watch, right? Like in the
Yeah,
box, if you buy the box.
if you get the box, yeah.
Yeah,
That's sweet.
I've heard that's a good stick.
It's very good.
I haven't smoked a ton of West Tampa, but I do really like the black. I've smoked a ton of black.
Oh, yeah. Those are good.
Oh, the blacks are solid.
A couple
for sure.
boxes of black I've mowed through.
Stan, what you hitting up, brother?
Oh man, well, I got some of my own stuff going. I'm smoking my cigar Malka. Smoking
Nice.
that one tonight.
Which is a great one.
Yeah, that's. Oh yeah, I'm biased, but it is a great one.
Hey, well, I'll
It
tell you,
is.
I joined the club with you, so I pulled out a Malka as well. So
There you go.
There we
yeah,
go.
and I did not. You know, one of the reasons I'm glad you're here is I'm sure there's not a lot of people that know about it yet. I knew about your cigar because of Trevor joining up with y'all in the group chat. As far as the Boxpressd app stuff. So, got the sampler pack that you got on there, and then I don't know, it's a good stick. Y'all seen my rating, and I'll post it after the show too. But good stuff. If y'all don't know about King Cigar, we'll talk about that. So good stuff. We're all kind of in a good mellow but dark world today, so I like it. But the we'll jump into this. So the primary reason that these guys are on the show today is over several years y'all have seen several of us using various apps, cigar apps. We all love cigars as much as we love technology, right? And there's several apps out there. I'm purposely not going to mention some others because I don't want this to be a give and take, type of show. That's not what this is for. But the one that I personally have been using the most is Boxpressd, and I've pretty much gone full tilt with it versus anything else. And I want to give Trevor a moment to talk about the app before I take his thunder and tell you what it's all about. So, Trevor, give us some, for those who may not know, what's Boxpressd app and what is it? What can it do for everybody?
So it started. I think I started back in 2016 with the prototype of it. It used to be called Cigaro. I rebranded to Boxpressd, and the sole purpose of me creating it was because I had just started, probably a couple years before that, smoking cigars, and I'd buy samplers, try to figure out, what my tastes were and everything. And I wanted a way to, track what I liked and what I didn't like. And there were really no good apps out there at the time. So I decided to make one. And luckily, people have been using it. And that's really what it's all about. It's awesome to see how many people, come and thank me for this software because they find it useful. That to me is, beyond anything. It's awesome. So I'm very thankful for that. The social aspect is really cool. I mean, the fact that we're having this conversation right now is pretty much
Right.
that. So yeah, I mean, it's humbling, is what it is. So I'm very thankful.
And I'll say from my perspective on the social aspect is, I think Chad may have said this when I showed him the first screenshots. If not, it was him or Justin. One of our other guys said that when you're actually in the app and it lets you post, your ratings, the way that you have it do is instead of it just posting the rating, it kind of appears in like what I'm going to say a Facebook type timeline scroll feed, right?
Yep.
So you get to put your picture, you can put your rating, you can actually, you don't have to, but you can put some notes in there by it. And if you just pull up the app, open it up, it kind of gives you this timeline. So it gives you that social feel. You can like people's stuff. You can comment on it. So, there's been some give and take that I've seen there. So I do agree. The social aspect is pretty cool as well.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's really what I was going for, was something similar to, when you're trying to post anything cigar related on Instagram, any of these places. I think Stan, right? You just stopped using TikTok, was it? Just because you get so much red tape around cigars.
TikTok's horrible.
Yeah, so that's kind of the goal, is find a way to somewhat replace that if possible.
The TikTok challenge is tough because we post like 3-minute highlights. Now they're delayed on purpose, so they're always like 10 episodes back, posting like a highlight. And every few weeks I'll get a notice, hey, your account's under review, your stuff's not showing, and then it'll come back out. So at some point I'll probably have to dump it too, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're working on, we'll talk about the business side in a minute, but the premium feature that I just rolled out probably a couple months ago. And Pat, I think you started using it a little bit.
I've just started using it. Yep.
Yeah, it's still in beta. So, I mean, once I get the bugs worked out and, get some more feedback on what, people are really looking for in terms of that, we'll have additional, features as far as logging your humidor entries, your smoke sessions with additional, ways to review it and everything. So it's really trying to give everybody as many options as they need to track their cigars.
And just because we're funny on this show, Chad, yes, your comment still shows up on the page. You're still here.
All right. Just want to make sure.
But yeah, so speaking of feedback and finding out what people want, conversation that me and you, Trevor, had actually piggybacked off of a conversation that Chad and I had, because the ratings on the 5-star scale, right? And
Right.
so for those that haven't used the app, when you rate it, it gives you 4 options between the flavor, draw, burn, and appearance.
Yeah.
Combines that into your 100-point scale. And we were just talking about from a graphical standpoint, right? Well, it's sometimes a little tough to hit the stars, and it kind of pushes you into predetermined numbers. And that's something that you were already working on that I was unaware of. So you were kind of ahead of the game. And as soon as I said, hey, man, it'd be cool to have a new option with some sliders, you're like, oh, like this? So
check it out.
The new features in the premium app.
I mean, it's so much
that
more
I can
useful.
tip off.
To me.
You're still gonna have the star app. You're gonna have the slider. You're gonna have some other options to give you some ways to rate. So I think it's cool that you're giving some different ways to do it.
Yeah, it gives
You can separate cigars by a
choices.
point now, right?
Mhm.
Because before, the problem Pat and I had, we get done with the show, we go, well, it's really not a 93, but it's better than a 90. And so there's this limbo area where I want to put a score, but I can't.
Fine too.
You know what I mean? Hey, 91 or 92, because
Yeah.
you can stack up 10 cigars and all of them come in 90, 91, 92, 93, but before it made them all look the same. To me, that those 1 and 2 points are a big deal when
And
you're
that's
talking about scoring.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons he was working on it. One of the conversation points we had. And like you said, you'll see it when it gets out of beta. The new sliders, man. I enjoy it a lot. You can.
Well, you're already using it, right?
Yeah,
you've been scoring like that.
Yeah, I've been scoring like that. So the ones that you're seeing after the show, I've now been
Chad,
using it that way.
I'll send it your way as well.
All right, right on.
So it is pretty nice, and I won't tip off everybody to what Trevor's working on. Keep some things for once he's got things worked out. But I think if y'all are already using the Boxpressd app, when the new version comes out, I think y'all are going to really like it. Some features and simplicities that he's working on in there. So I know it makes life easy for me because, whether we're doing this on the show or shit, if y'all are in just the Facebook group, everything I post, if my internet lets me post the rating to the app, I'm doing it. And about the only ones that you don't see me post a Boxpressd screenshot for is, the unbanded stuff that doesn't actually have a name, but if it's got a name and it's got a band, I'm pretty much running it through the app and posting those screenshots. Everybody knows my thoughts on everything.
I'll be real honest. I'm too lazy to score every cigar I smoke. I just can't, man. Smoke 5 or 6 a day. I just can't.
Right.
I don't want. I like having the ability when we have a show and things like that, though. And what I told
that's what I was going to
the
say.
thing I told Pat about the app is that when he started the page, he's been using it all along. And the thing that I think that newer smokers coming to the page or whatever, when they see his ratings, I think that's helpful. I even like looking at all of his ratings because I'll just check them out and see, hey, that's about what I thought or whatever. But it's fun to kind of follow along with what he's smoking and see how he rated it. So that's the one thing I do like about the app for sure. And Pat utilizes it to its fullest. Every single cigar, and he even goes as far as to smoke multiples and compare the two. Right, so he'll take something he smoked 2 years ago and smoke it, a week ago, and he'll go, well, how did that? Wow, it's a little better because it aged out, a few years. So he even goes to that extent, which is pretty cool, I think. So
Well, Hayden's calling you out, Chad. He says, can't lie. I look forward to seeing Pat's review every day, but need to find how to see Chad's.
Well,
Have to
I
get
haven't
one
been
more.
using Boxpressd. I'm too lazy. I use it with Pat. So next time you
I got to
post
make it easier,
yeah,
right?
next time no, it's not that. It's just I'm just too lazy to score every cigar I smoke. I just want to get smoking.
No,
I want to get
Yeah.
right
I
to
get
the
it.
meat and potatoes. But
Exactly.
Pat, next time we put one up on a review show, you just have to put Chad's review
Right.
and Pat agreed. That's what you should put.
I'm about to do it.
My problem isn't that I'm too lazy to post a review. My problem is I start a cigar and I'm like, man, this is really good. And I get lost in the cigar or my work or whatever
Yeah.
I'm doing. And I get done and I'm like, dang it, I didn't even take a picture. I didn't put it on Boxpressd, nothing.
Yep.
I just totally forget.
I'm
Oh,
lucky
that's
if I can remember to take it out of my
Honest.
inventory. Like that's my big hurdle is even remember to take it out of my inventory.
that's the worst thing is I wanna post something and post a picture and then I'll be down at the nub and I'm like, damn it.
Yeah,
Forgot to
totally forgot.
So what I've tried to do is create a habit for myself. Like the moment I pull it out of the dry box, the humidor, I take a picture of it. So if I forget to take a picture, at the least I've got a pre-smoked cigar. I got something.
Something.
Like,
Yeah.
You can always take just a still shot off a website or something if you need a photo of a stick.
Hey,
Sure.
I've literally done it before. I've had to do it.
Not a bad way to go.
No,
Works.
Nope.
Works.
Yeah. Justin says he's been slacking lately. He was
Justin,
putting a lot up too. He really likes the app as well.
he does.
Justin, our buddy
Oh,
Justin. So
awesome.
And
Awesome.
I'll
he's
see him. I know he likes the social aspect because I'll be scrolling my own stuff and I'll see him liking it and commenting on stuff. So
Oh, nice. Yeah.
where not everybody uses every aspect. I know he likes the social aspect too.
Good.
And since we're kind of getting into the social aspect, we can kind of piggyback this over. So I said I would mention a little bit more, but the reason we Stan down here is joining us as well is you can see on his hat, right? He owns the King Cigar. Go look them
that
up.
hat is fire too, by the way.
I love.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
didn't. Yeah, the hat's dope. I'm gonna have to obscure one of those. So the procure. I don't know what obscure how that works. Procure.
I know a guy. I'll help you out. It's all good.
Words are
You're
hard.
obscure, Pat. You're obscure.
I'm obscure. So and before we segue, I'm gonna pull this back before I get too far off. But Hayden's reply that I missed, Chad, says I normally buy based off of Pat's review, and when Chad recommends, had me hooked on ADV. So that's pretty fair. But the reason we brought anyway, bring a stand over here is he owns the King Cigar, which you saw in the hat right there. But he's been helping, linking up with Trevor more on the business aspect of Boxpressd. So, one, let Stan have the floor for a minute to kind of give you guys an idea of what he's working on, but from a business perspective, what he sees that Boxpressd can do on that level as well. Let's go for it, man.
Yeah, I end up being a touch wordy as I'm always like dialoguing in my head with what I want to say. So I'll try to keep this short. But man, cigars became like huge for me probably 10, 12 years ago. Smoked my first cigar with a group of guys over a fire pit and just got hooked. And so every time I've ever done anything with a cigar, I'm almost always looking for where's the community with the guys, where's the place I can go and hang out, spend time with other people, hear stories. Like the lounge is unlike anything I've ever experienced in terms of like a third space for guys where guys of all stripes and sizes and ethnicities and religious backgrounds, they get together and they just have conversations and smoke, and it's like my favorite place to be. And so some years ago I was doing some part-time stuff at a lounge. I'm just doing everything I can to learn as much as I can, and then I got to a point where I was like, I want to do this like for myself. And so I started in on some online stuff. I was doing. I launched the King cigar primarily with it was a monthly subscription. It was a 5 cigar pack. I would curate it with unique cigars, a lot of small batch stuff every single month, and people would subscribe, and I would ship off 5 cigars. So kind of like I guess you've got Pravada Club out there, you've got Standard and Twain, you've got, I'm sure you've got some others. But by the time I jumped on that train, it was a little bit late, and that was a pretty tough area to break into. So I ended the subscriptions and just said, I'm going to start figuring out how to get to a lounge and open up my own spot. And so King Cigar has really just been pressing into that. Along the way, I've had a chance to dabble in my own cigars, and that's been a lot of fun. Gives me a chance to learn more about the tobaccos and where they come from. It's just been fun little journey dabbling in the business side of cigars. Learned a lot, man. It's crazy. Some of the stuff in the industry side is just that's a lot to pick up. But
yeah, when we had Ian Reith from Dapper on the show, we let him. He kind of made a comment very similar to that about getting into the industry, and he joked, he's like, I don't want to be the naysayer, but I almost want to push. Keep people from jumping off the ledge when you go into being a business owner, because, and then he started talking about the things that I'm sure, since you have your own cigar, the same stuff you've dealt with, from sourcing to packaging to banding to the whole gambit, that as a smoker, we don't think about, we don't care about. Most of the people are like, oh, it looks cool. Great. Smokes good. Great.
Yeah.
All the stuff that you got to do on the back end of things that doesn't cross your mind.
The stuff even where I've tried to get my cigar into different lounges in Kansas City. My cigar is available in a lounge all the way out in Casper, Wyoming, at Casper Cigar Co., where they found me on Instagram, and they took a chance on me, and they stock it all the time. But even guys who currently own lounges, to your point about the back end of things, if they have a certain look or brand style they're going for, they will pick the brands they're going to stock in their humidor, not based on whether or not you're a good salesman or whether or not your cigar's any good, but whether or not the box looks good on their shelf. And so you just have no idea kind of
aesthetics,
what you're going into and who's going to take it or who's going to go, nah, it's not my style, my whatever. And so there's so many interesting variables. The guy smoking in the lounge, for the most part, they could care less. But when you're trying to win over the owner and the managers and all that stuff, some of them are even about how they're boxed and how many and the presentation, all that stuff. It's like, oh man, there's a lot to think about. But
yeah, I've thought a few times in the past of doing something with cigars, and I talked to somebody and was like, you know what, I'm just going to keep smoking somebody else's.
Yep.
There's a lot of truth to that.
It's a
tough market.
It is.
As far as your, talking about your cigars, obviously we're both linked up smoking the Malka. Is this, and forgive me if I'm incorrect on this because this was my intro to you, but is this the only legit banded cigar that you have? I know it's in different Vitolas, but is this the first one that you've actually gotten out officially?
Yep. Yeah, the first one that's out officially. I'm working on a core line of 4, and I've got my second one with me, but it's not banded yet. All the bands are being printed. Boxes have been approved. They're all coming in. I've got a launch event coming up early, like September 12th. But this is my second cigar, a little Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapped. That one's going to be called Tav. That one's coming soon. But yeah, Malka is the first one. It's been on the market for, I don't know, I think I've had it out there for 9 months, a year, maybe, something like that. So,
and you have an online presence then, Stan? And so if somebody wants to look for your cigars, they can go Google your name and they'll find you, huh?
Yep. Yeah, the kingcigar.com. And honestly, that's all the basic information you need there about each of the cigars that are out or coming out, all the details, the wrapper, binder, filler, all the details are there. And then from there, if you want to shop some of the cigars I've got available online, you can click the drop down, shop cigars on the website, and you can go You can go get some if
You
you want.
carry other brands too?
Yeah. Yep.
Can you give us an example of a few that you carry that are your good sellers, or what's your
Yeah.
big hitters?
The one Trevor's smoking, he bought from me. So the West Tampa Dark
I
Time.
did.
Yeah.
I,
West Tampa
most of
was
my
one.
good cigars lately have been from him. You know,
Okay.
Dang right. Thanks, Trevor. Yeah, so West Tampa was one of the first ones I wanted to bring cigars to Kansas City that you couldn't get at every other lounge. And so I started looking at small batch boutique stuff. I was doing the subscription, so I was going out and sourcing all kinds of cigars from all over the place. And when I really just started focusing on kind of building an inventory online, I wanted to get cigars in the store that you couldn't walk into every lounge in Kansas City and get. I wanted to offer something a little bit different. And when I came across West Tampa, man, I fell in love. The red is just phenomenal. The black is solid. Their Boliche Boulevard was really good. I'm not a fan of the big green gauges, but it was pretty good.
I don't think I ever had that.
Yeah, the Boliche was a pretty short sell. I think that was pretty limited. I know their Dark Time is going to be limited. I think they only had like 2,500 boxes of that one produced. I grabbed 4 or 5. So I've got 4 or 5 of those cutters. I think I've been giving away a few to a few buddies, but those cutters are pretty solid too. That came in that Dark Time packaging. But yeah, West Tampa. I've had my hands on a lot of Foundation stuff. Your Guardian of the Farm stuff, La Palina, all kinds of different cigars, and a lot of small batch boutique stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Right on.
So Trevor, coming back to this, using everything that, he's said as far as the business aspect, where do you feel that can come into play using your app, not just from the smoker's perspective, but to where it can benefit the business owner as well? Some of the stuff that you're coming out with.
Yeah. So I've had, people doing the same kind of thing Stan's doing, creating new lines of cigars and finding ways to, get them distributed. They've come to me and said, hey, can you find a distributor? And, all these different things that I feel like the more data that gets put into Boxpressd, number one, you're going to have, sales data, right? So, Stan was talking about what people want on the shelves. You'll know that based on what they're smoking, what they like, and all that other stuff, using AI and a few other tools that are going to make that possible. And then it's really just, number one, a contact list. So you'll be able to reach other business owners if you need to find, cigar bands, boxes, any of that kind of stuff. You'll have that access. And then sales directly through Boxpressd. I'm working, Stan, we briefly talked about, an integration with WooCommerce so that you'll install the plugin and it'll sync everything to Boxpressd. It's kind of hands off for you. And,
love it.
Again, all that data that's coming from Boxpressd is going to be available to you.
Love
so
it.
that's.
So it's almost like you've got this app that's letting you do your ratings. It's letting you do, and well-timed, Justin just put that he likes having the inventory part that I think I forgot to mention, because you can also enter virtual humidors in the app and track your inventory there. It's got your social aspect, but now you're also branching it to the other side of the app to basically make it a full venture aspect from the consumer level all the way to businesses. So
right.
It sounds like the goal is almost to allow it to create a pretty solid app version of an online space where you can do most things you need cigars.
Right. And again, with inventory, kind of on the business side of that, is that if you're a lounge, and you sell cigars in the lounge, you can list pretty much everything that you have in that lounge. So if I'm looking for a certain cigar, I can see who carries that and either, order it or go to that lounge and pick it up. So that's kind of long-term goal of the business side.
Kind of cool, because now, about the only way you can really do that is Google and see what shop it takes you to. And
right.
Sometimes you have to
just gotta go through the list.
Pay sponsorship, but if you're in the app, you put in a cigar, it can show. So you're saying it'll show you who's got the cigar, not just take you to the cigar itself?
Either. Yeah, I
Oh,
mean, you
And
can
it
either way.
will take
Okay.
you to a place to purchase
in
it then, Trevor, at that
terms of
point?
online sales. I'm sorry.
Will it take you to a place to purchase it at that point? Like, say, I'm looking for a certain
Yeah,
cigar. The XYZ vendors
if
have that. You can go right to their
mhm.
website and buy it.
Yeah, right now, if you
Mm,
go to shop.boxpressd.com, there's a bunch of places that you can purchase them from. And Stan, that's what we'll be working on is getting his inventory on there, so you'll be able to see and purchase everything that he has available.
Okay.
So it's kind of a one-stop shop. Think of, Amazon of cigars, if you want to call it that, but just one place where,
yeah.
you're not searching everywhere on the internet to find what you're looking for. You just find it and try to make it as easy to purchase it as possible.
Hey, somebody, every big venture has a goal in mind. You reference Amazon, but Amazon didn't exist at one point. At some point, somebody
You're
had
starting
the
out with
original
Kindles,
idea.
bro.
Like, hey, right. It's like some point we
Yeah,
need to
Kindles.
pull this together in one place, and now you see what it's
Yeah.
done. So we're
What's
all
going on,
about,
Peter?
yeah.
Peter from Cigars Unbanded
hey,
said,
cigars
"What's up?"
unbanded in the house. What's up, guys? If y'all don't know them, that's also some fun stuff to watch.
Yeah. That would be somebody for you to approach too, Trevor, about getting a platform with them too.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
absolutely.
They don't know we're
Check.
saying this, but free drop. Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter will have anybody on.
oh yeah,
He had Ronnie on, so he'll have anybody on.
yeah, that's fair. If you have Ronnie on, your your filters are gone and your standards are low. So hey, you're good.
Yeah.
No, we love us some Ronnie. He's a good dude. So for those who are not aware of the sarcasm,
He's my guy.
he said I paid me to have him on.
Oh,
Oh
that's
my
funny.
goodness.
That's funny.
I know he meant to say he paid me to have him on, but it's almost funnier with the typo.
Yeah.
Well, I'll check with him later and see if that was actually a type. Oh, he's corrected
He
it.
just did. He pulled it out of my mouth.
We're
That's
gonna go with the first one. He paid himself to have him on. Peter's a professional troll too, because like he'll get on Ronnie's lives and just badger him to beat his price. He's like, I'm gonna buy this box for this much money, and I'm not buying it. And Ronnie gets all mad. And by the end of the night, usually he comes down close, and Peter tells him to F off, and it's just fun to watch. It's like watching a train wreck. You sit back and relax and smoke a cigar and watch it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
There you go.
unrelated. This is my fault. I've had, and it's in here just because I'm outside to keep it cold, but I've had straight Four Roses bourbon in here that I've meant to pair with this the entire time, and we've been talking. You want to talk about a pairing? That, man, I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look because when I smoked the other Malkas, if I paired it with anything. But that straight bourbon, man, that pulls out almost like a sweet honey note out of here that I have not. That's insane. That's why we do pairings, though. That's credible.
Yeah, Four Roses with that is that's a solid choice. Yep.
Man, and I just pulled it out because that's one of my that's probably my go-to straight bourbon is Four Roses. So
there you go.
And
well, I'm pairing with Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar Cream Soda, so
There you go.
which I don't need. I should
I
probably
got
drink
this,
water with this limonada, actually.
Have you guys had this Terry Bradshaw's bourbon?
I've seen it. I haven't had it yet.
It's
I
good.
didn't know if it was going to be
haven't
actually
tried
good
it.
or be one of those gimmicky things. So
Yeah, I thought so too, but no, it's worth it.
Peter says nothing better than beating Ronnie down all night.
it's appropriate.
And then to tell him to pack sand, he doesn't buy anything. That's not true. Peter buys a lot of stuff from Ronnie, but he does get Ronnie where he wants him before he buys it. Usually,
It's fair. So here's a question that we can actually do because it already exists. So this would be, since I would be interested Pat, and seeing your review or flavor notes compared to Stan's on his cigar. Now, I know this happens because of the Boxpressd app. I've reviewed it, and I know Stan has put his own review in the app too. So, um, if I was faster at this live version, I could probably pull up the screenshot, but I'm not going to screw it up because I haven't tested doing that in the middle of the show yet. But what I can tell you is the last time I smoked this, which was almost a month ago to the day, and I'm going to say today is going to be a copy and paste review for me. My personal notes on this. It says a very dark, silky wrapper, which, you can definitely tell when we first put it up. I get mostly pre-bourbon, leather, oath. Ooh, I don't know what that was. Leather, earth, and coffee. And when I hit the bourbon, those notes pulled out that slight honey that I was mentioning, but that's a pairing thing. When I retro, I get a little touch of pepper, and I kind of taste it on my palate, but it's not. I'll use Chad's word because I love it when he says this. The pepper on the tongue is not offensive. It's blended in, but it comes through more on the palate. Is there anything different from an unbiased smoker's perspective, Stan? Is there
He's biased. It's his cigar. What do you mean unbiased? He couldn't be any more biased. Hell, Pat.
Man, well, it's funny that we're talking about how unbiased I would be to my own cigar because I'm not like a natural like salesman. I do a lot of this just for fun and to connect with guys. And the first time I had a group of guys over after I got it, had a bunch of guys out here on my patio, and I brought out some of the cigars. Say, hey guys, we gotta smoke this. And they're like, well, what do you think about it? How is it? I said, well, it's pretty good. And they're like, pretty good? Your cigar, dude. It should be probably better than pretty good. I'm like, I know, I'm trying not to overhype. I don't want to be that guy.
Right. You tell me how it is. That was the whole point of the exercise. You tell me how you like it.
Right.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of truth in what Pat said in there. I definitely get a lot of that leather. I get a lot of oak, and I actually get a little bit of that pepper without the retro hail, just kind of straight. But again, it's just this kind of hint on the back, and it's not offensive at all. It's just got this nice little touch of spice. The fillers in it are Seco from Condega and Jalapa, and then there's some Viso in there as well. And man, the Indonesian binder holds it all together real nice. And I am biased, but it smokes really nice. It's one of my favorites. As I was putting it together, I'm like, my first cigar, I want to be the cigar that I want to pull out of my own humidor every day and smoke all the time. Like my first cigar is not going to be some cigar that I don't want to smoke. I'm going to like this cigar.
And I got the sampler pack from you the first time, which is what I'm smoking right now. You got your 4 Vitolas in there. The guys that watch the show know, my setup's outside, so I have a fan over here. So I'm going to say this like it is, but this is also a good tone with this, including the fan put in here. You can still see how well it's burning, and it's getting some aerial assistance. So the last time I smoked it was not in the middle of a show, and I've got the draw at a 4.5. The burn was at a 4, and I do remember I didn't notate it, but I do remember that I lit it kind of funky because that was on me, and it still had a high rating of a burn. So I like the way that it burns. It is a pretty solid cigar, and not to push a sales point here officially, but y'all should try this cigar.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Stan, who rolls your cigars?
They're rolled in a factory down in Esteli.
Okay, it's a Nicaraguan one.
Yep, Nicaraguan. This one, the Malka, part of why I like this one is because they age it's a Mexican San Andreas wrapper, but they age that between 4 and 5 years before they put them all together and send them out. So, I mean, when you're getting Malka, you're getting a cigar that for the most part is just very ready to be smoked. I still recommend after you get it from like shipping, I think they're better after about 2 weeks in a humidor when they come off the UPS truck. Something in the truck just kind of does something to them. But man, if you sit on them for a bit, they really come to life, and it's a pretty solid smoke.
Well, you say something in the truck does something to them, and depending on where you're at, like the
Yeah,
trucks that run around down where Pat's at, I bet you it's 120 degrees in the back of those trucks. They don't have
yeah.
any air in them.
Well,
You got your box in there for 8 hours,
yeah,
120 degrees.
yep, yeah. No, it comes in on UPS, and I mean we're in Kansas City. I mean we get heat just like the rest of the Midwest, only we add on the humidity to top it all off. And so I mean last week we were hitting temps, at felt like 115, and I'm like I can only imagine inside the truck it's even hotter than that. So just like most of them, I think I would say the same for every cigar. If you're ordering from Cigars Direct or wherever you're getting them online anyway, I would recommend always leaving them in a humidor for a week or two. Let them settle, let them collect themselves, get humid again, get back right, and they smoke really well. But
yeah, I kind of have a two-step process because Chad is not wrong on the heat. We joked on other shows that my winter, is like in the 60s. So, our spring is in the triple digits, which it has been the last 4 or 5 months. So when I get a box in, I don't even put it straight in the humidor. I bring it inside and I leave it on top of my humidor for a full day to let it acclimate to room temperature. And then the next day, I'll unbreak it and then I'll put it in the humidor because I don't want to temp shock it too far down because my humidors are in the 60s. So I don't want it to go from 120 degrees on the truck to 108 on the
down to
60.
Yeah, so, makes sense. Yeah, that's a good call.
So typically, Stan, I remember we talked about this patience thing that I don't have. So I'll cut the box open on the porch, pull the box open, and smoke one right out of it. But like I tell Pat, though, my stuff's coming from 1 hour away. So all my stuff comes right out of Detroit. So
I'll do
literally an hour and 20 minutes.
I'll do that too, especially if I have multiple of something, just because I may want to compare it. So I've done that. But yeah, I think for mine, like if I was going to recommend anybody that buys it to give them the chance to have the best possible experience with it, I would say give it a week, give it 2 in the humidor, let it settle, get back to its natural self, and they smoke real nice.
Yeah, to be fair, that's the only place I do it with is my local, really. So anything that comes from out of state, I let it sit for at least a few days at least.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and if I send him stuff, he usually lets it sit in there for a hot minute because it's going through 23 temperature changes before it gets up to Michigan.
Yeah, or if I get something from James at BL and it comes from Pittsburgh and goes down to Texas and goes over to California and then finally makes it to my house 2.5 weeks later. So he felt bad about that. That's USPS for you.
I'm with Chad. I'm a rip and smoke. Patience is not there. Yeah, that's facts.
I get it though. It makes sense to me too, man. Some of the cigars I get, I'm like, I don't want to wait. I want to smoke this right now. I've been waiting. I get it.
And I've done it too.
No, you got it. Yeah.
We all have done it, straight off the truck, man. Sometimes you just got to smoke. But
sometimes I meet the UPS guy on the street. I'm like, I'm ready. Let's go.
Yep.
I've got a new driver now, so he hasn't quite learned me yet, but the guy that was here before, every time he'd deliver, if I caught him outside, most of the time my packages are either automotive stuff because I do some work on the side, or they're cigars, and you can kind of see. And when it was an automotive part, it'd be addressed to Sir Wright, which was my automotive name, and he'd hand it to me. But if it was addressed to my personal name, almost every time he'd be like, like, because they're coming in all the time.
So my guy's like, "Hey, you got some smokes today, huh?" I'm like, "Yep." He can tell because he knows the place I get them from. So he looks at the label. He knows,
right?
He knows I have a problem.
Oh yeah, for sure. Everybody's got an Amazon wife, but here we are, the cigar guys. It's like, you know what?
That's it.
I am the problem. Man.
This Lampert is outstanding.
I was just, get out of my head, Chad. I was just about to ask you, now that you're into it, how's the Lampert doing? Kind of segue over to, because I have not
so
had
good.
it.
This one has a an aged wrapper on it, I believe, but these have been sitting for. These are the original 23s. They just re-released them, and Stefan didn't even like. So the 25s came out. To preface that, the 25s came out earlier in the year. They've come up with a couple batches. I did get 2 boxes of those. Those were, like in the 180, 175, 180. Well, the 23s are probably the same size, maybe bigger by total. So more tobacco, if you will. And he left them at the 2023 price, which is $20 a box less.
Wow.
And he should have. I mean, if I was the retailer, I would have made them today's prices, but he just looked at it like
Yeah.
this is what they were. They were already, produced. So he
Right.
just sold them for that. But they're phenomenal. Like, it's one of those cigars when you get done, you're just like, damn. That was
I've got
good.
one of the. In fact, you sent it to me in our last trade. I've got I'm pretty sure it was the new release of the Limitada. I think.
25. Yeah, I probably sent you the 25. And 25 is a little bit lighter, but it has like some more whiskey on the retro. I really like that one too. They're completely different cigars in regards to their, profiles, but both of them are
Right.
equally as amazing. And what I like, I'm a big retro guy. I want to be able to retro
Right.
every single puff.
Mm-hmm.
And if a cigar is too strong and I don't get that enjoyment out of it, both of these are just right in the middle. They're kind of, medium body, medium strength, but they have wonderful retros on them. This one is just amazing. It's real has caramel and nuts in the retro. A little bit of cocoa, but it's super mild, and you can retro at every puff. Nathan,
Look-
what's up? Oh yeah, Nathan says those 23s are fantastic.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. Have you guys had these? Have you had this, Trevor, or no? Neither.
I've had one. Yeah, they're great. Yeah.
Oh man, it's phenomenal. Have you had the 25 yet,
It is.
or no?
No.
25
Yeah,
is
it was
good
the
too.
23.
25 is a
Is it?
box
Yeah.
press, and I like the way I
Oh,
love
yeah.
box presses. I kind
do
of
too.
lean
That's-
towards them. Is that why you named your app Boxpressd?
Yes,
Is that your favorite
I'm-
pretty
Vitola?
much.
Is that
I
why
was
you
about
named
to
it
say
that?
it's
It is.
probably
I
pretty
have-
obvious that Trevor absolutely
I
hates
have
box
one of
press.
Stan's. Yeah. Yeah.
That would be funny.
Yeah, that's my least favorite.
It's the worst.
My
It's
least
the
favorite.
worst cigar ever. What did you just show there, Trevor? I didn't see what you had there. What was the Boxpressd cigar
This
you
was
had?
one of Stan's Malkas, but it's the box pressed. Yeah.
I
One
think
So
of
that
is
was
that-
Stan's.
You
first
sell
one.
it in a Boxpressd too, Stan?
Yeah, I've got 4 Vitolas of that one right now. Robusto, Toro. Those two both come with a closed foot. They're all triple capped. They're real nice cigars. And then the box pressed, and then like a flying pig type size, like a 4.5 by 60.
Okay.
Those are the 4 Vitolas I've got right now available.
The Flying
Box-
Pig is the last one I have that I haven't. The last Vitola I haven't hit. It's in the humidor. So that'll. This is the Toro. I've had the other 2, so that'll be my last one to hit, and then I can say that I've hit them
Nice.
all.
Yeah. Look forward to what you think about it.
They're all good. They're all good.
Well, we're 3 for 3 so far.
Good.
So I'm not
That's what I like to
expecting
hear.
anything. So, and as Stan, you are learning us, me and Chad, and even the other guys that have been on the show, we do our best to be completely honest. And I specify, and I have box press screenshots to prove this, that I'm not just saying this because you're on the show. We've had times in the past where we're, if you're reading between the lines, you can kind of skirt. We may be trying to be a little nice, or we're struggling to find something good to say. So, we're not going to say something we don't mean because we're not paid reviewers. The only stuff that's ever been sent for us was for the purpose of smoking it on somebody's show with them. So we're not, we're not getting paid to say any of this stuff. So we try to be the homeboy, middle class honesty here. So
Bring it. Yeah, I appreciate that.
and
Yeah, I'd love to smoke one, or 2. So I'll hit
If
you up. I'll get some.
if I had some more, I would send you one, but I don't. I need to restock myself. So
I'll support Stan a little bit and shoot him some money, and he can shoot me some cigars. That's how it works.
hey, that's
do
what we
it.
call a fair trade business right there.
Yeah, man,
That's
I'll do
right.
it.
But I'd say, I like to mention people that's been on the show, and it's not just a name drop, but they all have had something good to say. And we had Kevin Shahan on the show, and he actually opened our perspectives up from a very blunt perspective when it comes to reviewing cigars. And I kind of said something probably very similar to what I just said, that we try to be honest. We try to, and we smoked one of his now discontinued cigars. We did it before we all ran out of what we had. This is Laces Out.
Laces out. Yeah, I like that cigar.
Because if we'd have waited too long, we'd end up smoking through the stash that we had. So, but I was saying something very similar to, we try to be honest. We try to, be upfront and blunt about it. But we also don't want to be offensive. He's like, no, dude, be offensive. He's like, because as a guy that makes cigars, if I'm a good blender, I'm not going to get offended when you give me crap. And he's like, and he gave us a story of a friend that was going through a blend, and it's and everybody was telling him, oh man, this is great, this is great, this is great. And he told me, he's like, dude, it looks good, but this kind of sucks, and this is why. And he's like, I'm not trying to be rude to you, I'm just telling you, I think you need to do blah blah blah. And he came back and told me, he's like, man, I've been thinking the same thing, but I thought my palate was wrong because everybody's been saying all this nice stuff. And he went and fixed a cigar in the next iteration. Everybody was like, oh my God, this is so much better. So honesty is good. And, I kind of like his perspective. Is like, if you're at a business owner and you've got a good relationship with somebody, I'd much rather tell you, like, hey man, I think you could tweak this, or, it's not to tell you your stuff sucks, but like, you're in the business of making money. So you want to make the best product ever, which is why we do reviews. They're good and they're fun from the consumer standpoint. We enjoy doing it because it gives us an excuse to talk to people for no other reason. But it can also, help those out there making cigars to listen to what people are saying, because you want to make a product that's going to sell. That's the ultimate name of the game for, a producer. So, honest reviews where it's at.
The issue I have is, like, I'm not a blender. I can tell you if I like it or not, but I can't tell you what tweaks you need to make it taste more like this or that, right? Like, I have zero idea. I just love smoking them. So.
Right. And I'm the same way. I mean, I know a little bit, but I definitely don't know enough to tell you, like, hey, you need a different percentage of VISO in here. I'm not that guy. You have people that can do that. So if I'm going to tell you, like, hey, Mr. Cigar Blender, this is different. You know what you're doing. You can go, do things that you got to do. So
that's where guys like Ronnie are invaluable, because he smokes so many cigars and he understands exactly how they roll.
Right. And, and from our perspective, if you want to know the novel of a cigar that's been out there for a period of time, you got the guys like Charlie at Halfwell that's going to tell you everything the encyclopedia could ever produce about the cigar. That's already out there. We don't
disagree with half of his reviews, though. I swear.
He's got a very interesting palate, and some of it I don't pick out, some of it I do. But that's the point. You want multiple people talking about these cigars, and you want the conversation. It gives you that, we term as a friendship therapy. It gives you the option to talk, but it also broadens up the perspectives on the industry side, and you're getting all these different, opinions and beliefs on things. And in my opinion, that's really what the cigar world is about, is camaraderie and brothership while you're enjoying a product. It's kind of a win-win.
Sometimes I wonder what they ate before their reviews, I swear, because I'd be like, that is not the same cigar I smoked,
Yeah, I've seen that.
He gave SBC 24 an 82 the other day, or 83. Have you guys smoked that?
SBC.
It's lights out. It's a post-Anya product.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
I
gave
love
it an 82, and I'm like, that's horrible. Like,
yeah. In my opinion, that should definitely be up higher. So, but the world of reviews and honest opinions. So,
and then he'll give something like My Father the Judge a 91. I don't where this stuff comes from. I'm just like, wow, it's all over the map. So, but like Pat says, everybody's different. Everybody's palate's different.
Yeah,
so.
everybody's palate's different. Yep, and that's actually to bring Boxpressd back in, man. That's part of where I love scrolling through Boxpressd, because you get a fairly wide range of, like, oh, okay, these different guys are getting this out of the cigar. This is how they feel about it. Man, I'm either gonna try that, or man, I saw 10 reviews. They didn't look good, so I'm going to pass. Like,
yeah.
Boxpressd comes in real handy to be able to like kind of wade through some of the noise on some of that. And so, just to bring that back in. That's why I love what Trevor's building, man.
Appreciate that.
And that, like, you're doing it, but everything that we're talking about lives for the purpose of why we enjoy Boxpressd. Yes, it's convenient. I used to do, and I've told Trevor, I used to put my inventory in Boxpressd. My inventory is so big now, it just became cumbersome for me because I have it on the spreadsheet. So that was just me, but I use all of the ratings. I use the social aspect. But everything we're talking about works well in the app. You can see what people are doing. You can see what they're smoking. You can put your own ratings in there. And like we've already talked about, I can go and compare to something that, from at least from when I started using the app, which is almost 2 years now, something like that, is I can go back now and see like, okay, well, I smoked it. And I'll put on the, Chad kind of mentioned, I'll put on the rating, if it's the first time smoking it, I just talk about it. If it's one that I pulled up, I'm going to put at the beginning, hey, this is either a duplicate review or this is an updated review with these tweaks, now that it's had X amount of extra time of rest. So it's cool for people looking at the screenshots. But now I can go back and look at my own stuff and be like, man, over time, this has increased, whether the numbers are gradually going up or they're going down or, whatever.
You gave somebody a 70 the other day. What was that? I
Oh,
can't remember. Was it a 70? One
man.
of the lowest scores I've ever seen you give. I was like, oh,
Yeah, that's
What was that? I'm going to hold on.
It's getting down into white owl territory there.
So my personal opinion, and everybody has their. I'm trying to see if I even saved this screenshot. I may have just dumped it. I don't even know. But most of the time, in my opinion, if I rate something as an 80 or above, 80 to me is like routinely smokable, right? Even your quote unquote cheaper budgets, if it has at an 80, that's me saying, hey, I would smoke this. And then from then on, how far it goes above. And if I hit 90 or above, that's, top tier
Box
level.
worthy. Yeah, that's box worthy.
And, oh, no, it was a 60, dude. It was La Polina's Classic Connecticut. And
yeah,
I've had a lot of La Polinas that have smoked fantastic. So
that surprised me too, because
that's
I
the
have never
first-
smoked that. But
that's the first time I remember having their Classic Connecticut. So I will get that again to see if I got a fluke or if it's just that blend is just off.
the Goldie is a straight banger. Like they make that in several Vitolas, and it's an awesome cigar.
yeah.
Put that last comment back up, would you?
Yeah.
This
one?
One of us should address that. Yeah. Cream Team 6 says, I don't know. See, I have no glasses on. I don't know if it's just me, but I don't pick up every note or a lot others do, or maybe I just don't know how to distinguish it yet. I don't know how long you've been smoking, but I guess for me personally, smoking experience, like a lot of that palate gets developed with that. So the longer you smoke and the more you smoke, for me, was when I started to pick up notes. So I would probably say that, and I don't pick up a lot of notes that Pat picks up or Ryan picks up or Justin picks up. Like we'll be smoking the same cigar on a review show and they'll be like, I taste a raisin. I'm like, that's not one that registers with me. Or, certain things just don't register with my palate. But I would say just try to start picking up some of those simple notes like cream and woods and things like that. And then as you smoke more and more and more, I think you'll start to see those nuances kind of pick up from there. But
and one thing that I was taught, and I can't tell you who told this to me, is, Ronnie has the adage if he says smoke more, read less. Yep. So smoke it, then go read. But if you're going to read and you're not agreeing with anything, the guys that say you get chocolate in there and you're like, I don't taste chocolate. Well, the next time you smoke one, eat a piece of chocolate and then smoke it and see if it helps you produce that note. If it doesn't, that means it's something your palate's not going to register.
Yeah.
But, the ones that say coffee, if you bring a little coffee, and it's not to influence a cigar per se, it's the whole pairing aspect of just getting your palate to bring these out to light. And if it's something you do that and you still don't bring that note, that's cool. It just means that you're tasting something different than I am or the next guy, because our palates are different. You're not everybody likes the same cigar. You're going to pull out stuff different, but some of it's just, like you said, it's just
I think the
time
difference
and
too
trying to
is if
step
you
out.
retrohale or not. I think you get different notes retrohaling versus just your mouthfeel too. So
Oh, for sure.
I don't know if Cream Team 6 if you're retrohaling, but if you're not, maybe try that. And you know what? Like Pat doesn't retrohale every puff. He retrohales about 6 to 8 times a cigar, I think, or
Yeah,
maybe 10, right? But
yeah.
some guys do it every hit, like I do, of every other hit. But some guys do, periodically through the cigar just to check the changes. So
And that's pretty much exactly what I do. 'Cause
One of the
you can,
features I particularly like about the premium version of Boxpressd is the timeline. I don't know if Pat you've tried that yet, but so as you're smoking, you can say, okay, I'm recognizing these flavors at this particular time, and what that has done for me at least is forced me to kind of think about what those notes are. So I don't. That might
pay
be
more attention, right? Yeah.
yeah.
right.
I've
Exactly.
I've
Yeah.
honestly I've
That's
seen
good.
it. I have not tried it yet, because since I realized that new feature was in there for us to test out, I haven't slowed down long enough where I could keep the app open and do it. But that's at some point I'm gonna try it so I can show that stuff. I just haven't done it yet. But you got so many cool things coming up in this app that's
Yeah.
fun to try out. And I'm excited once you get all these bugs out and you can kind of push
I
it out and
appreciate that.
see
Yeah.
see what the world's going to show with it.
Once they're yep.
Justin
Hopefully
is
soon. Yeah.
in my camp here. He says right off the truck.
Yeah,
That's Team Chad right off the truck.
that is Team Chat for sure. Well, man, guys, this is we're about the time to kind of start edging the show down. Which I will tell you, Stan, if this means anything to your unbiased opinion of this cigar, is when the nub tool comes out, means we're trying to hit everything we can.
Is
You know?
yours Boxpressd, Pat? Is that what you're smoking? Is Boxpressd?
This one's his just the close foot Toro. I
Okay.
have smoked the Boxpressd. This is just the Prejo.
I couldn't
It's
tell from
been
the
around.
screenshot there.
Yeah, I don't know if you can. Stuff.
Yeah, I can see it now.
But I appreciate you guys coming out, and I'm glad we got both of you on at the same time. We weren't sure ahead of time if I was going to be able to get both of you on at the same time. I'm glad we did, because we got to hear, your app aspect down to the business owner side mixed with the consumer side, which is why we wanted to talk about it. And there are other great apps out there, and it's not to say that it's a one all be all. It's just like an industry, you have multiple things. But for this space, I personally like the Boxpressd, and which is I started helping Trevor some stuff just because I kept doing all these edits and sending him emails. Had no idea who
And I
he
appreciate
was. It was like, hey man, I'm trying to do this. Can I do this? How can I fix this? Hey, I got this suggestion. He's like, here, dude, just do it.
Yep.
So
I appreciate
It's a
that.
free app. Go out and get it and download it. The least you can do is give it a try. If
yeah,
it's not for you, it's not for you. But go out, download it, give it a shot.
fantastic. And watch out when he starts pushing out this other stuff. And there's no timeline yet. I'm not gonna push him. He's working on some things, because you want to make it better. You don't want to push something out before it's ready. So when it hits, you got all the fixed features and positive notes you wanted to have. So, but I appreciate it. It wasn't intended to be a review show, but I guess we kind of did it between here and the Lampert. So we gave King Cigar some good shout outs too. And Stan, I am glad that you came out, because you gave us some good insight on the cigar owner side of it as well, how that app can work. So you kind of see the full circle of everything.
Yeah,
And, really good stuff.
Well, I'm excited to try the Malka, so I'm gonna go over to King Cigar and find myself some. You guys all should too.
Hey, speaking of Stan, do you still have is that sampler pack still up there?
yeah.
So-
The sampler pack, you save a few bucks on it too. That way you're not having to. It's kind of a nice way to just get all 4 of the Vitolas, try them all. You save a few bucks by buying it that way. Yep.
Yeah. Now, that's
What's
the
your
way
favorite way to
It's
smoke
free
it,
shipping
Stan?
too. So I hate for like shipping and stuff to get in the way for people, and I don't have a lounge, so shipping I don't want that to be in the way for people. So I'll just send it to you on my dime, and I just want you to try it.
Yeah. What's your favorite Vitola, Sam? Or Stan, sorry. Is it,
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably pretty standard on that, man. I love a real good Toro. I'm
Toro?
a big fan of anything about that 6.5 by like 50, 52.
Okay.
Something about the hour and a half ish time frame. I really enjoy it. I'm starting to like a lot of box press more. I like the way it
The
sits in the lip
mouthfeel.
and
The
doesn't roll
mouthfeel
quite
is
as
is
much.
what gets me on Boxpressd too.
Yeah, I like that too. But yeah, I'm still kind of just a standard Toro guy. I don't know.
Well, gents, it's
That's
been a
usually where I
fantastic
fall.
show. Again, not to beat a dead horse, but I'm glad y'all both came out. It's been a fantastic time.
Yeah, thanks
I
for
appreciate the insight on everything, and we'll like we told practically everybody, when the time comes around, bring y'all back on the show for more conversation. We don't intend for this, you know, um, online version of our friendship to be a one-stop, occurrence. So, um, but hey, everybody, if y'all got any questions, you've thrown comments up. This show will be re-edited and reposted here in a few days. So if you have any comments, suggestions, or even the hate mail, feel free to drop it down. Once the show's done, you can post here on YouTube. You can email us at theholodown@gmail, or if you're in the Facebook group, you can comment there too. We appreciate all forms of communication, and who knows, you may end up on the show with us if you open your mouth too wide. So, good stuff. But thanks, guys, coming out another good day.
For having us.
Thanks.
Y'all down
Thanks,
at
yeah.
Hollow World, y'all know the drill. Till next time, stay safe and hollow down.
Thanks for coming on, guys.